Oh, look at that. That Apple logo is also glowing. All right, so today we have a very fancy package that just showed up, and you can tell it's fancy because you see the the ribbon on top, plus the name, Designer Individual. It sounds fancy. It's definitely luxury. Remove the ribbon, open it up, and yes, like any true luxury product, you're gonna see a wooden box inside of the cardboard box, and that is real hefty wood. Smells fantastic. Once again, Designer Individual on the front, and you pop it open, and whoa, that is insane. So yes, it is a custom iPhone. It's probably the craziest custom one I've ever looked at. Now, I have looked at other luxury versions, remakes, custom configured, fancy phones. I've looked at them in the past, but I think this one might take the cake. I mean, you're taking a glance at it right now. You're like, what's going on here? So yes, it's an iPhone 11 Pro, which for whatever reason is usually the customized phone by a lot of these manufacturers, obviously because of popularity and I suppose the luxury appeal of that phone in the first place. And this one has all these crazy looking watch cogs underneath what is, I believe, sapphire, just like the cameras. Apparently there's real gold around the Apple logo, and then everything else is carbon, kind of sanded and polished. There's a whole process to it. It creates a very luxury appearance. Like I said, I've looked at some devices like this in the past, ones with skulls, and there's so many crazy designs that are out there. This one might take the cake for me. The metallic inlays here, it looks like they're at different layers within the carbon, kind of embedded. Chrono number 2, gold. You know right away that there's not many of these when you see your SN is 0319. Your buttons over here, as you can see, they're in gold. Same with your power switch on the other side. Of course, it has a little bit more weight to it now because of all this custom configuration that takes place on the back. When you flick it in the light, okay, I'm gonna put this down for just a moment. Let's see what else they included in the box. Oh, but you gotta have the certificate stuff as well. Chrono 2, 0319 with the signature in gold. SIM card tools gotta be in there. This model was made by our masters in 191 hours. 191 hours. This type of manufacturing is going to have to be by hand, and that's a tremendous undertaking. Yes, you start out with a functioning iPhone, in this case an 11 Pro, but then everything you're seeing on the back is human fabrication. Made in our studio, not only has a beautiful appearance, but also a high level of reliability. This model is handmade and contains precious materials, so use it with care and it will serve you for years. I actually didn't check up the price on this thing. I mean, you probably don't even want to go look. Some individuals in the world that have it all, here's one more thing that you can be fairly certain other people around you that you spot in public are not gonna have. So that's your certificate, and then you've also obviously got a power brick. This is your standard iPhone power brick, and your headset and your charge cable. Oh, I just noticed something as well here. The display is actually recessed a little bit. So the front edge is built up. If you do place it face down on a surface, the screen is not going to touch. Okay, so I have the device booted up now. It might be sapphire. It looks thicker and more built up away from the display. Oh, look at that. That Apple logo is also glowing along with the screen. Watch, if I hit the button, see that? Boom. This is glowing in a kind of complementary color to the rest of the setup there. Now, another thing that happens with these crazy customizations, the camera module on the 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, it actually is no longer popping out because you build up the exterior so much that it comes to meet or even extend past the camera modules, which is what happened in this particular case. Light on, light off. It's like, it feels very smooth to the touch. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's a placebo effect. Designer luxury phones, carbon. So many crazy designs here. This is the Chrono Carbon Boss, Chrono 2 Luminova. I believe that's what I have here. Oh, it also glows in the dark. When the night comes, the glow arises as the Luminova lights up. So it's got a glow in the dark component. Now, none of this is actually moving, by the way, to be clear. Okay, so it's sapphire back there, but what about on the front? The logo is framed with a thin line of gold. It doesn't say anything about the display. I'm starting to think that probably what happened here is it's one of those sapphire screen protectors placed on top of here, on top of the stock phone. And there's your price, by the way. That is 5,790 euros. So I told you it would be painful. Listen, 191 hours to build the thing, but that is some serious human time and craftsmanship, and somebody somewhere is proud of the outcome. This phone is obviously mostly about, if not entirely about, the visual appeal. So why don't we just bust into some extreme close-ups and have a little montage?